Hello, Virgo, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. So, this is your April 2020 tarot forecast, and if you would like me to do more content about what's going on in the world today, please let me know. Comment your ideas below, and I really love, reading your comments and want to give you content that you want, okay? And hi, Mom. My mom's a Virgo, so I'm saying hi. Okay, your advice for this month, or your theme for this month. Ooh, is that a Freudian slip? We have got the Seven of Wands. Standing your ground, being prepared for attack, but you know that you can win this, right? People might make you second guess yourself or the situation. So this is either a situation or it's people or a person, but you feel you're definitely going to have your defenses up, but it's for a good reason. Just keep the high ground, stand your ground, and know that you are in the right. You've got more than the necessary resources to actually win. So just stand your ground. You can do it. Do not second guess yourself, okay? You have been through situations like this before. You have won. You can do it again. So do not doubt yourself. That's a big message coming up for me right now. Do not doubt yourself. You got this. Okay, let's see how the rest of the month is looking. So I've shuffled the cards off camera, but I'm just showing you that I'm cutting the deck, and I've got 3 different decks. I've got my Tarot of the Cat deck, Thoth deck, and also, interesting, my Mystic Mondays deck, representing what's happening on the surface, beneath the surface, and then advice cards for each week of the month. Make sure you definitely stick around until the end, where you pick your own destiny cards and you use your intuition for that. And if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Comment, love reading your comments so much, and they really do mean a lot. And I think that's mainly what I was going to say. All right, let's have a look. Ooh. Wow, you have quite, I'd say it's about 50-50 major and minor arcana. So it's going to be a pretty intense month, With a lot of people, it's been like a lot of ups and downs overall. Compared to some of the other readings I've done this month, you're looking all right. Okay, so let's see. For the first week of the month, I'll show you what we've got. So on the surface, we've got the 10 of Wands. Beneath the surface, we've got the 9 of Discs, Gain. And your advice card is the Knight of Cups. So essentially, I feel like, you definitely have accomplished a lot, which is why whatever comes at you, you've got more than enough resources to be successful, right? I feel like there is going to be some sort of, it's either like monetary or physical, or it could be work or finances. There actually is some sort of a gain. But remember, like, this could be your physical body as well. And that's going to give you like the energy and the stability, the foundation that you need to be successful. And this is also like a lot of responsibility and stuff like that. This has led you to being relatively successful. So you've like accomplished a lot in your life. And I feel like maybe you kind of have this feeling of like that you've plateaued in a certain aspect of your life. Your advice card actually is the Knight of Cups. So to be like, the Knight of Cups is very flirtatious. He loves to flirt. So I would say if anyone is being romantic or approaching you, like this is for the single people, or flirting with you, just go for it, and if you want to flirt or like make a move on someone, definitely go for it, right? Because it's not all about everything that you've accomplished. It's not all about money and land and, like those things are all important. It's also about like, enjoying the good things in life. And for those of you who are in a relationship, you might want to, I know that a lot of like committed relationships, sometimes people can, lose that spark. So you almost want to like act like maybe you're dating again. Like, how was it when you first started dating? And like have dates, plan dinners, go on picnics, like whatever it is that you first started doing with your significant other, and just, go back to how you started, All right, so let's see how this second week is looking. This is interesting. Whew. So during the second week, I feel like, we've got, okay, First, we've got on the surface the Eight of Cups, beneath the surface, the Magician, and then your advice card is the Hierophant, okay? So I feel like, look, whatever it is in the first week that you feel, you've accomplished a lot, you've done a lot, that's great. I feel like you're gonna have to walk away from something. It's like giving up. The Eight of Cups is abandoned efforts from something that used to be emotionally fulfilling, spiritually satisfying, etc., and you're having to walk away. And yes, there are brighter days ahead, but you don't see them quite yet because you're still thinking about, the grief of the loss of what once was, and yes, there's still a little bit of hope, but I'm sorry, the odds are against you. Like, it's you're moving on, you gotta move on, you gotta walk away, and it sucks. One of the kind of good things about this is because you're remember, this is a minor arcana, and then you've got major arcana. So these are like more impactful in a sense. So yes, it sucks. What you're walking away from, it sucks. It's not gonna kill you. You are a fighter, warrior. Now, because you're actually walking away and giving up on this, your energy is now going to be going towards something brighter. You can actually focus on manifesting and creating what you want. Also, because this Magician isn't like, it's kind of like, it's positively and negatively aspected. So the Magician, it's like, you're going to be able to refocus on creating what you want, manifesting what you want, having the life that you want. But also, like, what you're walking away from, there might have been like a little bit of delusion, deceit, trickery, for example. Maybe that's why you stuck around so long, right? So I think this is aspected about 50-50. But yeah, it's kind of like you are going to get your power back. You're walking towards, like, this is a sunrise, a new day, a new dawn. Now, your advice card is the Hierophant. So your advice is to, the Hierophant to me creates structure and order amongst chaos. During the Roman Empire, the Catholic Church did create like a system that created order from the chaos. And then after the Roman Empire fell apart, that was the only real structure across, Europe and the Middle East and places like that. So whatever you need to do to get some sort of like ritual or having a schedule or maybe looking at things from a higher perspective about like what's the deeper meaning about all of this, what's it all for, what's the reason, like that will help structure your life in a sense, so you can actually like be more focused on creating what you want, right? But like moving away from this, walking away from this has is allowed you to redirect your energy, right? And get a little bit more control and order. The Hierophant can also be about forgiveness as well, but like not forgiving because you're supposed to, but forgiving so that you can find peace and move on, and your energy is not going to be focused on this anymore. It's going to be focused on the brighter future and what you want to create, okay? All right, so during the third week, I feel like, oh my God, look at this. We've got the Hierophant again. This is interesting. So on the surface for the third week, we've got the Hanged Man. Beneath the surface, the Hierophant. And your advice card is Strength. Look, you have got all major arcana cards for the third week. So I really feel like the third week is going to be very, very intense spiritually. It doesn't mean you're going to be running around and there's going to be a lot of action, right? Because look, we've got the Hanged Man. Like, I feel like whatever you walked away from in the third week, like you've kind of put yourself in a position where you're stuck, or whatever you've given up on the second week, you're in a position where you're stuck. And it sucks, but it's giving you a new perspective. You are being enlightened and gaining a lot of wisdom from this. It's a sacrifice, a self-sacrifice, and other people may not care, right? Other people may not take it seriously. You are innocent, this person is still wearing their jewelry, so they're not a criminal, but they're still, suffering. But if it wasn't for the suffering, we wouldn't gain enlightenment. And us silly humans, we can gain enlightenment without suffering, but we just have this silly thing where we kind of have to be put in a position of suffering to gain enlightenment. So yay us. Anyways, this enlightenment is extremely intense because, you know, even if you feel like you're out of control, like you are finding that control within, right? With the Hierophant again. And you're looking at things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective. Things are kind of coming together full circle. You might even be getting messages from, you know, your spirit guides, or like it's going through a very spiritual time. And also think about, like, especially because we've got the Hierophant twice in this month, I feel like you really need to, you know, maybe just practice a particular, could be a meditative practice, a mantra, but also if there is a particular religion that your ancestors practiced, you might want to dip your toes in it. It's going to give you structure. It gave your ancestors structure, and that's in your DNA, in my opinion. Your advice is the Strength card. So just keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other, and you have the strength, you have the courage to get through this. You might not be physically moving anywhere, but you are moving forward and you are moving through this. Also, the Strength card is someone who has been through a lot of these things often before, and it can sometimes be like a little bit of vulnerability, right? It's not like, you know, there's no armor, right? This animal is still vulnerable, but they're still fierce at the same time. It's a balance. Yeah, and I feel like just tapping in with that animal instinct as well. Yeah, so, and yeah, moving forward with your instinct, strength, courage. But yeah, I feel like you're definitely a fighter. This is so interesting. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so let's see. During the 4th week, I'll show you what we got. All right, so on the surface, we've got the Sun. Beneath the surface, we've got the 2 of Swords piece, and your advice card is the 6 of Pentacles. So, I feel like, you know, you're probably looking more forward to summer or spring, or I know it is spring, but you're looking more forward to summer. There might be like some sort of a reunion, I feel like, maybe with someone who you used to be at war with, but maybe you've come to terms with, and there's a little bit of peace. So like we've got these 2 people, and beneath the surface we've got these 2 swords. So it seems like with this person previously you were at war, but you both have decided to, like, you know, at least put a pause on the fighting. Because these swords are still up, like they could be used again for battle, but this piece, it might not be forever, but it's at least temporary. There are still things that will need to be settled in the long run. It's kind of like, yeah, how do I explain it? Like things aren't necessarily resolved, but you've at least decided to stop fighting, at least for the meantime, is what I mean. Your advice is the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles is here to remind you that, you know, there's a flow with everything. Everything comes and goes. We can't inhale without exhaling. You know, life is like, you know, it's just kind of like embracing the everything that comes and goes. You know, you can't know love without a lack of love. You can't know peace without war. You can't know joy without pain. So if this relationship previously was quite painful, I feel like you guys will really appreciate it a lot more. And celebrate it more, because the lack of the joy really makes you appreciate the joy and the love and the beauty when it's there. And so I think that's really good, just to kind of accept that as a situation. Yeah, and the Sun is really overall very positive, and I feel like this is a really good sign. I'm not saying 100%, but like whoever this other person was, or it could be a situation, I feel like, you know, we've got two people, the 2 swords. It's most likely one other person in particular, you know. Yeah, I think you two will overall be able to appreciate it. And remember, this is like these are minor arcana, this is major arcana. So it's at least lining you up to have appreciating each other's company in the future, which could be the summer when the sun's out more. All right, so pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. And you are going to pick your own destiny cards, but please do like tell me in the comments. I love reading your comments so much. Like, what is it that what's this? Why do you have this theme of, fighting with the Seven of Wands? What is it that you're walking away from, that you're giving up on during the second week? What's going on with you the third week? Like, that's one of the most intense weeks I've seen for any sign in a long time. It's pretty intense. So, like, tell me what's going on with that. Like, I would love to know. So, yeah. And, like, how's the reading resonated with you so far? I love reading your comments so much. All right. If you picked one, let's see what we've got. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Fuck. All right. So if you picked one, on the surface, we've got the Queen of Cups. Beneath the surface, we've got the Five of Discs, worry, and your advice card is the Five of Cups. Okay. So essentially, I feel like, okay, this is either regarding walking away from a situation during the second week, or it could be the relationship, I feel like, in the fourth week overall. But whatever it is that you're giving up on, more specifically during the second week, I feel like it's just caused so much stress, so much worry, instability. And what really needs to happen is a major reflection of this pattern in the past. So there will be an offer of love, but I feel like this offer of love is not from a stable place. It's from stress and anxiety and lack of security, right? And so what actually needs to happen is there needs to be like a look in the past about like, how has the situation happened before? What are the patterns that are similar? Have I felt this way in the past with other people or with the same person in different scenarios or situations? There really needs to be like a proper reflection of the past. That's what the Five of Cups is telling you to do. You need to look at the ups and downs. I feel like things haven't been adequately reflected upon. So that's why there's this walking away. So someone might approach during the second week, most likely, about like, hey, don't give up on this. But I'm sorry, like, there hasn't been adequate reflection on you or the other party or both of you. Reflect. All right, if you pick two, let's see what we've got. Interesting. Okay, look at that. We've got the King of Cups now. So if you pick two, on the surface, we've got the King of Cups. Beneath the surface, we've got the Empress. And your advice card is the Six of Cups. Okay, so I would say that if you pick two for your destiny cards, like there's more likely like a male figure who's like can be very loving, like, but all like negatively, I don't see it necessarily negatively aspect, but when he's in a bad place can be super like psychologically, emotionally manipulative and stuff like that. Well, it has that capability. We all have good and bad. But I feel like he might be coming from like a good, strong place with the Empress, like genuinely wanting, a positive, strong relationship. He has good intentions. I mean, this can be like, remember, we all have male, female aspects. So it's just the person who's more like the man in the relationship. Okay. But like still, if it is an actual male, like still some femininity because there's the Empress underneath. Your advice is to kind of like look at the past, look at the good things in the past. So I feel like maybe one of the reasons you're giving up or one of the reasons you're suffering, if this is a relationship or a situation, I feel like for most of you it's a relationship, might be because you're really negatively thinking about things in the past, possibly. I'm only saying that because your advice is the Six of Cups, is to look at the good things. To look at the good things. But also, to be realistic, to not like look at things through rose-colored glasses, but don't be so negative. Enjoy the beauty. There still can be a lot of love with this person potentially, but I'm feeling my heart like squeezing when I'm saying that. So be wary at the same time. It's hard, like only you can really know. Okay. It's like a balance of, don't be too negative. There were lots of good things in this relationship. There are lots of good things in this relationship with this person, but but also don't look at it through rose-colored glasses. That's the big message I'm getting, okay? If you pick three, let's see what we've got. Interesting. So on the surface, if you picked three, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. Beneath the surface, we've got the Princess of Wands. and your advice card is the Hanged Man. Okay, so, I mean the Hanged Woman, but Hanged Man, whatever. Anyways, so we have got, so I feel like if you picked 3, there's some sort of like mentorship, student-teacher relationships, like either you're the older one or the younger one or whatever, but there's kind of like an age gap. But even if there's not really an age gap, it's like someone's an old soul and someone's a bit younger or whatever. But this is like learning about something that can potentially bring you, you know, money, prosperity, security, things like that. So it could be a lot of things. It could be like upgrading, training, etc. But just like learning a skill, right, that can give you structure and stability, things like that. But student teacher, I'd say just like go with it. You feel like you feel this brings you a lot of energy, right? And you're going with this because like you've decided to do this because you have intuitively just gone with that spark, that inspiration, that's like you're going with the flow of that energy of the earth, that prana, that chi, which is why you are in the situation. So that's good. And maybe you're actually wanting to escape the situation. But your advice is the Hanged Woman, which means like just be patient, stick with it, stick in there. Like, are you the type of person that is like just goes from this thing to this thing to this thing? Now you're in this thing, and maybe it was this energy that got you into the situation, but now it's this energy that wants to get you out of the situation. But the Hanged Woman is saying, like, stick with it. You need to practice patience, perseverance, and just stick with it. You'll get a new perspective. You'll gain a lot of wisdom. Stick with it, stick with it, stick with it. This could bring you fortune. All right. If you would like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's all below. You can follow me on social media. Make sure you check out my videos every month and mid-month. I do monthly and mid-monthly videos. And yeah, comment below if the reading resonated with you. I love reading your comments so much. And you know, what kind of content do you want to see? And if you are still here, you get a secret bonus card. Let's see, secret bonus card. Ooh, oh my God, okay, I have to tell you, when I was shuffling before I started the camera, this one card fell out. And I was like, look, I'm gonna put it back in, but if it's meant to come out, it'll come out. Look, it came out, the moon. You need to reflect. You need to look at things clearly. You need to not be afraid of your shadow. And you also might want to check out my video for your moon sign. If you're not sure what your moon sign is, do your natal birth chart report from cafeastrology.com. Reflect. Look at the darkness, the dark side of the moon, the things that are hidden. You need to sit with it. Okay? Yeah. So I hope that was helpful. See you later. Bye.